An afternoon, millions of years ago, a group of early humans has taken shelter in the shade of a tree to escape the intense heat. One female in the group is pregnant. A massive python glides slowly through the dry grass. Its destination, its own nest. Navigating over a dry branch, it reaches its safe haven, deep inside the wide trunk of a tree. It is here that it has laid the eggs of its future generation. The fierce predator is now a nurturing mother. She coils her body around the eggs with tender care, protecting her unborn offspring with warmth. An early human treks with weary feet across the harsh, arid landscape, searching for food. As the day's heat begins to fade, the python emerges from its safe den. Its massive, muscular body glides silently over the cool stone and through the dry grass. It has only one goal: to find its next meal and secure its survival in this vast wilderness. The starving early human continued his weary trek in search of food. Suddenly, his eyes fell upon a large, fallen log on the side of the path. Driven by curiosity and intense hunger, he leaned in for a closer look. What he found was a priceless treasure. Inside the hollow log lay a clutch of eggs. Without a moment's hesitation, he began to eat them one after another. After devouring every single egg, his hunger was finally satisfied. A long-awaited sense of relief washed over him. Meanwhile, the python lay in wait. Perched atop a cool rock, its massive body was perfectly still, its unblinking gaze fixed on a deer. The grazing animal was completely unaware of the imminent danger. Seizing the opportunity, it slid from its stone perch and glided silently through the grass. Before the deer could react, it struck from behind, instantly coiling its powerful body around the prey. The helpless victim's struggle was short-lived. Once the prey was subdued, the predator began the slow process of swallowing its massive meal. Digesting a meal this large requires immense energy. It rested for a while beneath a nearby rock. Then, with its hunger satisfied, it began the slow journey back to its den. With the comfort of a full stomach and the day's exhaustion, the early human is now lost in a deep sleep. Ignoring the sun's heat, the python makes its way back to its familiar den, back to its eggs. But upon arriving, it freezes. Its nest is destroyed. The broken eggs are scattered on the ground, and sleeping soundly on top of it all is the intruder. Blinded by a rage born from violated motherhood, the python strikes. In a flash, its powerful body ensnares the intruder in a perfect, inescapable coil. After a few moments, it drops the lifeless body to the ground. Gathering his last ounce of strength, the early human somehow struggles back to his feet, still caught in the snake's grip. His desperate, piercing scream for help shatters the silence of the forest. Hearing the cry, one of his companions comes running. Seeing the terrifying scene, he doesn't hesitate for a moment and runs back to get the others. He leads the entire group as they rush to save their friend. Fear is in their eyes, but their faces show grim determination. Together, they grab the python and pull with all their combined strength. But the snake's coil is like iron, impossible to break. With all hope fading, tears stream down the man's face. Beside him, his pregnant wife weeps helplessly, realizing it's impossible to break this iron grip with their bare hands. They desperately scramble to find sticks and heavy stones. A frantic fight for survival erupts. Some hammer at the python with heavy rocks, while others strike with sturdy branches. But it's no use. The python only tightens its deadly embrace, refusing to let go. Suddenly, in a surge of pain and fury, the snake rears up defensively. In that critical moment, two of his companions strike down with all their force. The decisive blow works. The snake releases its victim and vanishes deep into the jungle. His best friend and his wife supported him from both sides, gently carrying him to the shade of a tree. As they carefully laid him down, his wife let out a long sigh of relief. Wasting no time, his friend grabbed a large leaf and headed for a nearby stream, hoping to bring back his friend's consciousness. He carefully scooped water from the stream with the leaf. This small amount of water was now as precious as life itself. He handed the water to the wife, who gently sprinkled it over her husband's face. The touch of the cool water brought a response. After a moment, he slowly opened his eyes. After this terrifying event, they realized it was no longer safe to stay here. So, they made the decision to journey in search of a new home. Gathering their meager belongings, a few fruits and essential items, they set off toward an uncertain future. Their collective journey began across the vast, open field. As far as the eye could see, there was only dry grass and open sky. Side by side, they walked on steadfastly, hoping for a new place to call home. Suddenly, they paused at a spot along their path. On the ground were the signs of a struggle. Perhaps this place had witnessed the final moments of another creature's life. The scene was a stark reminder that in this world, danger is ever present. With cautious steps, they began to move forward again. They passed a lone tree on their path and continued on. And just then, they heard the sound they had longed for. Flowing water life seemed to pour back into their exhausted bodies and parched throats. Together, they quenched their thirst in the clear stream. This water felt like a sacred sign of their new life, a new beginning. While quenching their thirst, their eyes fell upon an incredible sight. Beneath the clear water, schools of fish were darting about, a precious gift from nature for their survival. Without delay, they all joined in a collective effort to catch them. Working together, they used their bare hands and simple tools to gather the fish. Their pouches were soon brimming with the fresh catch. This unexpected bounty washed away their fatigue. They sat right there in the water, savoring the joyful moment. With food in their bellies and new hope in their hearts, they began their journey once more. They have no idea where they're going. They only know that they must press on, toward a safer shelter. Their trek across the vast plains resumed. Suddenly, they encountered a herd of deer on their path. As soon as the animals sensed the human presence, they scattered, fleeing in fear. In this primitive world, everyone is locked in a constant struggle for survival. Their path was clear again. Where will they go now? What will they do next? To find out what happens to them, be sure to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and stay tuned for the next video.